Welcome to the Eclectic Collection. Today is episode 49, Man's Best Friend by Country. Everybody's always making these top 10 lists and different things, and I think there's 20 on this one. I don't know. I didn't count with my one small bullet. However, I have a whole list of bullets here, and one of the bullets is small. We'll take our angst out about that later. But for now, I thought, this will be interesting with dog lover that I am and different countries that are associated with different dogs, because there's just stereotypical dogs that you always think of. For example, like, Shetland sheepdog, of course, from the Highlands, outside of Scotland, and that just makes sense. And I just thought, I wonder if there are other doggies that are associated with different places. Of course there are. And there's tons of countries, but we just picked 20 of them. So I think there's 20. Again, the small bullet is drawing my attention. So, America, of course, the Golden Retriever, which, how Americana is that? You just think of every poor old Yeller. Maybe not bring him up, but you think of every dog movie. Although I go back again to Lassie, but he belongs to another country. So America, typical dog, Golden Retriever. France, the beloved Poodle. They don't really differentiate here. It could be a standard Poodle, could be a teacup Poodle, small Poodle, just Poodle in general. Germany, the German Shepherd. A lot of the dogs, actually, Dachshunds, etc., pinchers, but the German Shepherd takes the credit there of being top dog, if you will. Japan, the Akita. The Akita out of Japan. I hear they can have a temper. I've met some Akitas. They're pretty cool, but I guess it's how you train them, just like any other doggy. So it's a shame when they get a bad rap. China, the Chow Chow. Oh, what can I say about the Chow? Let's see. My beloved Kim. My niece's dog. Wow. Chows do their own thing. They have their own temperament, personality, and in addition to the black tongue and the squiggly little tail that they like to rock, they're just extremely stubborn. She's sweet, and it's like the lights are on and the dog is barking, but nobody is home upstairs sometimes. She just does whatever she wants. So I can speak to chows quite a bit. The dog from India of choice is the Chippy Parai, and I honestly hadn't heard of this one, but apparently that's the dog of choice in India. Mexico, not going to lie, would have thought the Chihuahua popular, but it's really a Zolo, which could kind of almost pass for one of those smaller dogs that has more on the skin side than the fur side or hair, because some doggies are hypoallergenic because they have hair and not fur. The Aspen is the dog of the Philippines, and the Siberian Husky is the dog of Russia. Makes sense. They like to be outside. It's cold. Obviously, Siberia. So that, pretty blue eyes in a Siberian Husky. Gotta love those doggies. South African dog is the Africanus, which makes sense. And the Spanish Galgo is the dog of Spain. Poland has a Polish lowland sheepdog. Kind of funny because I've always been around Collies and Shelties, and they're usually from the Highlands. So this is the opposite, the Polish lowland sheepdog. So I guess there's lowlands there too. Not familiar with Poland, or that breed actually. I had to look some of those up. Thailand, the Thai Ridgeback. Sweden has the Småland Hound. England, the Corgi. I'm pretty sure that makes sense because the United Kingdom broken up into the Queen's rule has, I think she has 4 corgis, 5 corgis, something like that. Corgis are happening. They're cute. Even though they have stubby little legs, they're cute. They bounce very well. Scotland, again, Shetland sheepdog. We talk about them a lot. We have a Lassie dog. We've always had Lassie dogs. We've done well with them. Sometimes have Shelties, sometimes have Collie, but they're usually from the Highlands in Scotland. The Irish Setter obviously belongs to Ireland. And they're also very pretty dogs, almost like an orange look to them. It's interesting, some of the colorings and things, like they talk about dogs having a blue, or dogs having a red, or dogs having brindle and sable. They're all just different color combinations and different things with dogs that regard their hair or fur. The Egyptian dog is the Armant. That was one that I wasn't familiar with either, but once you kind of look up the breeds or see a style, like, oh yeah, I've seen that dog before. Although these days there are people who have designer dogs and they kind of make a dog, so they have all sorts of combinations that we wouldn't have had, like Pomskis. Whoever would have thought of that? The Australian dog is the Coolie. The Brazilian dog is the Gaucho sheepdog. kind of makes sense because, again, they're probably going after like little ankle nippers to get different sheep or animals, livestock, and certainly the collies do that and the Shelties do that. I know they try to herd us when we walk outside. They're like, bark, bark, get what I want you to be, human. And they get really out of sorts when they don't. Venezuela, interesting. The Mucuchi. Again, looked it up, made sense, but didn't quite have a visual until I went looking for that. Canada claims the Labrador Retriever. I find that funny because that's kind of like, in my head, it was the Labrador Retriever or the Golden Retriever. We have the Golden, the Canadians have the Lab. Same kind of dog. And I thought, oh, that could be the American dog too, and they're a neighbor, so that makes sense to me. Italy, the Italian Greyhound. Also sometimes known as a Whippet. It's like a smaller version of a full Greyhound. So you might call it a Whippet, you might call it an Italian Greyhound. The Belgian dog is a Schipperke. And the Greek dog is a Greek shepherd. I didn't know there was such a thing as a Greek shepherd. So you maybe learn something new every day. I just to all my vet friends and vet techs out there that take care of Mindy and Murphy, who's crazy, and Kim, and all of our previous dogs, where I'm always seeing different doggies and talking about different doggies and who takes in strays in shelters and whatnot. And there was an interesting puzzle that my sister loves to build puzzles, and she's always been all about doggies. And I saw it, and it was neat. It had the dog breed in front of a flag, and that's kind of what gave me the idea, because there were just a few that were, like I said, what you would think of in that country. And I thought, oh, let me go look this up a little bit. So just for our furry friends, I thought it was a neat thing. And I, like I said, I didn't count. I think there's 20 here being thrown off by all the doggies. And I just thought, well, it'd be a neat thing to put together, and what country claims what dog. So every now and again, it's nice to have a good list, and it's surprising like what you might find, what you think it's going to be one thing, and it's something else. So if you liked what you heard today, then check us out at eclecticcollectionpodcast.com or listen to us on your preferred platform. I'm Terry Tenaglia. Thanks for listening.